Hey, so the next item I want to talk to you about with my trading bot that I wrote in C Sharp is the actual strategies on the strategies form. Okay. I've got it pulled up here on screen. I'm doing CSX right now. These are stocks that I've got loaded in here for paper trading. So just testing it out. This is, because I could get some high frequency and really see where my errors were in my code. But I can change this to whatever I need it to be with the type. I got the symbol there. I chose number of shares to be 100, just the standard size. But then all of my, if you ever notice, all these estimated gains and stuff like this, they're all based upon the same buy, stop, and stop loss. Okay. So right now for momentum, I'm not setting for key levels. Okay. I'm not going to set these at say $50 and I want to sell at 55. Right now, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for the difference between the stop and the buy. So this would be an 11-cent stop or 11-cent limit order and a 5-cent stop loss. Now, I've got code in here that says, okay, if I'm using a trailing stop, well, I'm not going to use the limit stops at all. I'm not going to use the limit price. I'm going to use the trailing stop and what this would be. So it's $1 at this point in time, or I could change that to percentage, okay? So if you notice over here, it's showing 10%. That's $1 of $10. So simple enough. Then I'm showing my risk reward ratio, my estimated gain, my max loss. I've got a couple other buttons down here for calculating if I change something. Do I want to recalculate that? I used to do it manually, and I just changed it. So now it just updates automatically. Or my target risk to reward ratio. So I could change this, hit the magic icon or the hat button, and it would adjust the values as need be. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Let's go back to the same 10. Okay. And then, I can adjust the stop loss according to a formula I've got for average true range, ATR. It's not quite working right, but I can fix that later. So I've got the same thing over here, average true range, and I can go get it. I'm actually calling a different function to go get the average true range from a different website, so not from TD Ameritrade. I have not been able to find that in their offering through their API. But I'm gonna go through and change the whatever time frame I'm looking at. Am I looking at a simple moving average? Am I looking at exponential moving average? So like this one here, I'm checking on the 50 EMA versus the MAC D and what its signal line is. So I'm using two different indicators to give me a buy signal. Okay, or the MAC D is giving me the buy signal. I'm using a 50 EMA to confirm that. Confirm that upward movement on this right here. Now, this strategies form does not take into account the rules that I have in place. That is a totally different form. I call it strategy rules, and I'll cover that in another video. But basically right now, just I don't have key levels programmed in here yet. Like I said, I'm just strictly doing momentum, or you could call it a scalp, whichever one you want to call it. So this is my basic form right now that I've got. And what I've got in here is I've got it set up to where I can start scaling in and out at least up to 3 times per trade. So anyways, let's switch over to my code. Drag this over. Okay, so when I click the symbol to get the data from TD Ameritrade, okay? Basically what I'm doing is I'm building up a list. And right now all I've got is a single stock in the list. I don't need to grab everything in the table. I just want to grab the one stock that I'm on. So basically what I'm doing is I'm going out to TD Ameritrade and I'm getting a quote their quote data back for that stock symbol. And you can go out to TD Ameritrade's API website and you can see how to do it on there. Okay. They've got multiple ways. I chose to do it as a list of quotes instead of trying to do the single quote through their API. I just do it as a list of quotes, whether I'm doing one or I'm doing 100 symbols at the same time. Okay. So I go out there and I pull that back. As long as I get data back, then I'm starting to parse it. And all these different items here, values, is where this comes into play. Okay. And you can see I'm getting last price. I'm getting the high. I'm getting the 52-week high. I want to know the volume, stuff like that. Okay. And like I said, average true range, that's from a different website. And then I start populating the fields and calculating my risk reward ratios, calculating trailing stop percentages if I'm using a trailing stop. And then I want to get the last 5-minute candle. So if I'm checking every minute, I still want to grab the last 5-minute candle because I still want to know that price. I'm still comparing it in other bit of my code. Okay. That way I can tell if price action is moving up or down, because I'm not going to store the last 20 candles or last 50 candles. It's because it's rolling. So that last 5-minute candle, I compare it to the new one. I can do some calculations off of it and see if this is really a time to buy or is it a time to exit. Okay. So when I get that 5-minute candle, I'm setting this up here to go get the 5-minute, and then I send it out to TD Ameritrade for the price history. Okay. Now, if you notice that you guys that are C#.net guys along with me, you're going to notice this is an error right here. Okay. I'm not going to put my broker account in there. I've got it hard coded in there right now. I really need to change that to a variable that I pass into the function, like I've done in other places. Let's see. So once I get through here, I go through the results, and then what I'm going to do is I want to get the price history, and I want to see if it's a weekend or if it's or not, because I don't want weekend figures. I don't want after hours extended numbers. I only want what's happened the last 5-minute candle of the last trading day. Okay. I'm just going to come through here. And then here I'm getting 50 EMA, I'm getting 200 SMA. I want to do the VWAP, MACD, stuff like that. Okay. So I want all those different numbers to take place. Now, after that is done, I'm going to populate those fields, and then I'm going to start looking at it. It gives me a chance to do analysis on it. Do my numbers match up with what I'm trying to accomplish with this strategy type? Okay. Last thing I'll say about this form is, I do have it tied to a database. So all these numbers are stored in here, and what ends up happening is once they're stored there, I create the strategy record. I immediately create a ticker record. So I can go out there and like a watch list, not like a watch list, a watch list, and start updating these numbers. Okay. And as you can see here, every time it runs, it grabs whatever my EMAs are, my MACDs, lows, high, all that kind of stuff, as it runs throughout the day. And, these turn red or green based upon, whether it's trading up or down that day, and what the changes are. So I can come in here quickly and see, how a symbol's doing. And, I've got mine set up to where, I'll show this later in strategy rules, but if it's trading down that day, I may not take that symbol. So it just depends upon really what my rules are for that symbol and does it meet my strategy or not. Anyways, that's it for this video. See you later. Anyways, if you hit the like button below, if you like the video, definitely hit the subscribe button and the bell beside it. That way you get a notice every time I release a new video. But hey, thank you for watching and good luck with your trades.